Ksubas Daf Yomi, Mishnah. Minor children who are suspect of having lost their virginity before the age of 3, child taken captive in ransom, a child converted, a Canaanite maidservant emancipated, their ksubas are 200 zuz because their hymens grow back. Rav Huna stated, a Gentile minor who has no father and brought by his mother to the Besdin for conversion is converted with the court's consent in place of his father. They circumcise and then immerse him. According to Rashi, it is a rabbinically valid conversion, permitting him to touch kosher wine. His conversion becomes doraisa when he is an adult and decides to be a Jew. He can then marry without a second conversion. The courts can do this even without the child's acceptance because it benefits him. Although zechia is effective only for one who can appoint an agent had he known, a minor who appoints an agent is valid rabbinically, making the conversion at least effective rabbinically, or perhaps it is effective even biblically, as in our case when it is completely beneficial. Although the Gemara in Gittin states, Avda befkera nichalei, slave, and actually all Gentiles prefer an undisciplined, licentious life, this is only after they have indulged in and enjoyed forbidden pleasures. But a minor who did not indulge in them would prefer conversion. Our Mishnah that discusses a convert who is a minor cannot be a proof for Rav Huna. It refers to a girl who converted with her father, preferring living with him even if it means being Jewish. Rav Yosef stipulates that when they become adults, they can renounce their conversion, and the renunciation is effective retroactively, no difference whether they were converted by their father or by Besdin. Therefore, our Mishnah that states she is entitled to a ksuba of 200 zuz means only that it is collected for her, but she cannot benefit from it until she is an adult who can no longer renounce her Judaism. Question. She can only renounce when she is an adult, but as soon as she is an adult, she can no longer renounce. Can it be that she has only a minute? The answer. The Rishonim answer this differently. Number one, her lax attitude towards mitzvahs begins even before she becomes an adult, continuing that way into adulthood. Number two, she can renounce after adulthood so long as she does not behave in a strictly Jewish manner. Number three, she can renunciate even as an adult until she is informed about reward and punishment for her deeds so she can decide her future lifestyle. Abaye's challenge to a minor convert was from our Mishnah. She should not receive a ksuba. Rava's challenge was from a Mishnah that entitles her to a fine for being violated. Question. Why did each of them bring their challenge from a different law? Answer. Abaye explained he may be required to pay a fine, to teach the perpetrator a lesson. He should not get away with a crime just because he committed it to a convert. Rav explained that perhaps the requirement to pay the ksuba was to prevent him from taking advantage of her by marrying and then divorcing her. Mishnah. An adult male who married and cohabited with a minor female, or a minor male who married and cohabited with an adult female, or a mukas eitz, a woman who lost her virginity before marriage, not by cohabitation, they do not forfeit the full amount of a ksuba. The Chachamim disagree regarding a mukas eitz. Her ksuba is 100 zuz. Question. Even if cohabitation with a male minor less than 9 years old is not legally cohabitation, she still loses her virginity. Her ksuba should be 100 zuz like a mukas eitz. The answer. Shmuel holds a woman cannot become a mukas eitz by contact with another body. However, Rabbi holds one can make a mukas eitz b'basar. Rabbi Bar Chama explains the dispute between Rabbi Meir and the Chachamim, referring to a case where the groom knew she was a mukas eitz. Rabbi Meir compared her to a bogeres, a girl older than 12 and a half, whose hymen disintegrated naturally and yet entitled to 200 zuz because she did not lose her virginity by way of cohabitation. Rabbanan compared her to a buhula, a non-virgin, entitled only to 100 zuz because she lost her virginity unnaturally. However, if he did not know she was a mukas eitz, then the marriage is a mekach tos and he is not required to pay her. Rava explains that their dispute refers to a case even where he did not know she was a mukas eitz. Rabbi Meir holds she is entitled to 200 zuz because a groom does not consider such an injury significant. The Rabbanan who consider her condition as a non-virgin hold she is entitled only to 100 zuz. Question. A brisa states that a groom claimed Pesach Pasuach that was supported by witnesses who testified she cohabited before their marriage. The brisa states that she is entitled to 100 zuz. This is not a mekach tos because the Chachamim determined that the groom wants the marriage, just does not want to pay the full amount. However, a Mishnah states that where the groom claims Pesach Pasuach, the bride counters she was raped, and he counters perhaps she cohabited willfully before their marriage. She is not entitled to anything. Infer from this that a groom who married under false pretenses can exempt himself fully from the ksuba obligation and not pay even 100 zuz. The answer, the Chachamim distinguish between a mukaseitz who receives 100 and a bride who cohabited before their marriage. She forfeits her ksuba. This is the halacha.